Hello everybody, it's Maxi. Welcome to my first ever video of Black Myth Wukong, the game that's on the top of my wishlist right now. By now, many of you may have already seen a lot of footage and trailers of the game, and know there are all those cool fighting and animations in it. They are all very good, yes, but they are not why I want this game so much. What really got me like wow to what this game is, I think we are witnessing the next lore as good as Elden Ring, and I'm gonna try to convince you with this video. But before I start any mansplaining, let's watch a really cool trailer together, in case some of viewers are still not familiar with what this game feels like.
我在许多奇怪的梦里见过你们，你们因缘际会走到一起，怀着各不相同的目的。你欲成前人未竟之业，修功德圆满；你执着后世传颂之名，求位列仙班；你想跳出三界之外，图个清净自在；还有你无所挂碍，吃顿饱饭便善哉善哉。可我早就看穿了你们，满嘴的情怀大义，一心的世俗名利，唱什么命不由天，却不信自己才是天命之选。可悲的取经人呐，只要心中还有放不下的偶像，终有一天他将化为修行路上无解的业障。还记得盂兰会上世尊说过，终生之苦多因不守戒律，放情纵欲。要我说，放屁！不杀生，仇恨如之息；不偷盗，强弱如我何意？不邪淫，一切有情皆孽；不妄语，梦幻泡影不虚；不禅酒，又不长落无常；不耽乐，芳华长；不贪眠，无苦不得解脱；不纵欲，诸行了无生趣。既见未来，为何不拜？
也是天道。
Okay, I'm back. So, to understand Wukong's lore, first we need to know who we are dealing with in the story. What are all these entities? I have seen many foreign creators try to explain the story with words like deities, monsters, and demons. I appreciate their effort, but a lot of things have been lost in those translations. So let me explain to you what the lore setting is really like, how China's mythology sees the world. Before anything, you need to understand two concepts: Xiān or 仙人 and 妖 or 妖怪. So what is Xiān? Simply speaking, you can call them deities, the deities in the Taoism system. Some of you may have seen the 4 giant silhouettes in another footage. They are 4 famous Xiān in China's mythology, and especially in Wukong's original novel, Journey to the West. So far, there seems to be nothing that needs explanation, right? Just deities. But no, Xiān is different from the deities and gods I see in Western mythologies and religions. It's not like that they are a separate species that naturally have higher powers over the mortals. A lot of the Xiān folks were originally mortal humans, or animals, or plants, or even things like stones. China's mythology thinks there is a kind of spiritual essence circulating in the world. It's everywhere and can go into anything. And by practicing a certain set of spiritual meditation and occult rituals, anyone and anything can utilize that spiritual essence and try to acquire new powers, and eventually ascend into the Xiān folks, getting stronger powers and becoming immortal. Well, a certain degree of immortality, you can still be killed by an entity strong enough, but you don't age. This is an everlasting process, and it takes a long time to reach the ascension, usually hundreds or even thousands of years. But the more you progress on that journey, the slower you age, and that's why humans are possible to ascend in the first place. One of their most used powers is shape-shifting. A rapid Xiānren may appear as a young lady before you. So remember when you play the game, many seemingly humans you see may not be humans at all. So then, what is Yao? This concept has been translated into monsters, demons, evil spirits, or even dark fays. Yes, they are usually the supernatural bad guys in stories. They are feared and hated by most humans because they usually do evil things in the stories. The Yao folks are non-human beings who have acquired supernatural powers by utilizing the spiritual essence and going through those spiritual meditation and occult rituals. The more powerful ones usually shapeshift into human forms to interact with humans. The weaker ones can't shapeshift perfectly, so you may see all kinds of weird forms. Some of you may have seen in another cutscene in which several young girls are preparing for their mother's wedding, and one of the girls has a huge spider on her hand. These girls are not humans, they are spiders who shapeshifted into human forms. These are the Yao folks. Okay, at this point, some of you may already be asking, wait, if this is how you become Yao, aren't those the same practices and standards as the Xiān folks you just talked about? Well, if you are asking this question, congratulations, you are starting to understand a core of China's mythology and the journey to the West. Yes, the ugly truth is, Xiān and Yao are technically the same thing. They belong to the exact same system. The ones who have ties in the deity's governing hierarchy, or the ones powerful enough to challenge the hierarchy, are titled Xiān, the deities. The ones who don't have the background or resources, or the ones who have pissed off the hierarchy, are named as Yao. And the Yao folks get all kinds of dirty names: the unclean, the evil, the untouchable, the abnormal, the outcast, the terrorists, totally double standards. So, which category does Sun Wukong belong to? Well, you can say neither. He is a very special entity. And he is not really a monkey, you know. He was born out of a primordial divine stone that was left by the old gods when the world was created, a large piece of highly concentrated spiritual essence. He just happened to be in the form of a monkey man. With this origin, he is really powerful and stronger than most deities. So he was once reluctantly accepted into the deity's court, but the deity's hierarchy despised him and tried to trick the naive monkey. Later, Sun Wukong got pissed off and tried to overthrow the Taoism deity authority, and almost succeeded, until he was eventually stopped by the Buddhism faction, by the Buddha himself. After that, he kind of became an asset for the Buddhism faction's own agenda, and that's why he was not deemed Yao even after the conflict with the deity's governing authority. He is still too strong, and he has ties with another significant mythological faction. This all sounds like dirty politics, right? Because they are. You see, China's mythology and legendary stories have a long tradition of going heavy on social criticism, but these are usually done in the form of metaphors and magical fantasy, because outright criticism was often met with cruel censorship. And Black Myth Wukong's background novel, Journey to the West, was a masterpiece that did a great job of conveying such messages. There is a reason why it's among the 4 greatest novels of ancient China. To the unsuspecting folks, it was just another fantasy story with terrifying monsters and exciting battles. But to the more learned minds, it was much more than that. You can say it was the black myth of its own time. And from what I have seen so far, the game seems to be even further on that road than the original story. Because a lot of things don't add up in the scenes when I try to understand them through the original story. Like the spider girls we just talked about. The spiders were a major event in the original story. There were 7 of them. They tried to eat Sun Wukong's mentor, who was another protagonist of the novel. At the end of that session, Sun Wukong killed all of them brutally. But from this cutscene of the game, the mother spider is definitely one of those 7 sisters, and she seems to have a love history with the first-person player character, which I assume is Sun Wukong. So, is this telling me that there is a secret survivor from that event? Or is it saying that the original story never really happened? And besides them, the 4 giant silhouettes we talked about also look off. Those 4 deities are called 四大天王, which can be translated into the 4 great celestial lords. They served as 4 greater guardians of the deity's court when Sun Wukong tried to overthrow the authority. What I find weird is that they look way more sinister than what they usually look like in China's mythology, so I'm sensing there are more stories to this part as well. And besides all this, even the player character seems to have some big secrets. The game is called Black Myth Wukong, but I am almost certain now that the character we control is not the real Sun Wukong. Or at least we don't control him the whole time. You see, in another trailer, there is this timid local deity who urges the player character to run away, and he called the player character Little Monkey. There is no way such a low-ranking deity would call the real Sun Wukong this way. And moments later, we see another monkey dressed more like the real Sun Wukong stop our player character. Again, I'm getting some strong hints here that the original story didn't really happen, or didn't happen as the world was made to believe. So, you know what? All this gives me the same kind of chill like Elden Ring's mysteries and twists. Queen Marika's story is nothing like what you think you know. Hopefully we can get the answers we need in the new DLC. I pray to all the deities in all the mythologies I know. Miss Luna get my way. Okay, back to Black Myth Wukong. With all this information I'm getting so far, I have a strong feeling that I'm gonna have an even greater time in this than in Elden Ring. The lore seems to be at least equally good, and it's based on the real culture, my culture. And it's not a Chinese fantasy in an exotic oriental way like Marco Polo, nor a misinterpretation that I often see from Japan or Western countries' fantasies. It's actually a cool Chinese fantasy that feels right to the Chinese people. I'm really looking forward to the experience. So, have I convinced you that this is a great game? Are you intrigued to know more about its lore? Do you want to play it, or at least watch someone play it? Feel free to comment down below, and if you like this video or if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Now, let's end this video with another exciting trailer of the game. Bye bye.
世人都晓神仙好，唯有功名忘不了。古今将相在何方？荒冢一堆草没了。你也想当神仙？
师傅，你说这世上是善人多还是恶人多？
自是善人多。
那为何这世道从未太平，恶人总是横行无忌？
因为不分好歹的善不是善， 恶的帮凶，以霹雳手段修菩萨心肠，这就是你的天命。
小西天土地在此恭迎天命人。
天命，天命，乖乖听老天命令，欺负老不死，名字取得倒怪传神。
难道我族人的天命就是灭门绝户吗？
哪有什么天命，都是贪心。
等剥了你这张脸，我也去当个天命人玩玩。
成了神仙又如何？不是一样，打打杀杀，丑态百出啊！
这天命，你还想要吗？